everybody, and welcome to the Maurice Brown Show on bogradio.fm. This is the NFL Training Camp Edition show with our usual suspects, Antoine Stewart and Caleb Lopez. What's up, guys? What's happening?
What's going on, fellas?
What's up, y'all?
So we are going to break down the NFL. We're in training camp, and there's a lot of interesting stories. There's so much going on. The NFL is like a soap opera; it never stops. So we're going to just start right from the top. We're going to talk about Aaron Rodgers with the New York Jets. He's supposed to be their savior and take them to the Super Bowl. I got a question for you guys, and I'd love to hear your response. Should Aaron Rodgers take any snaps during preseason? Stu?
Absolutely not. He's coming off of a major injury at his age. No point of risking that. And he usually doesn't play too much of the preseason when he's healthy back with the Packers. So there's no point of messing up, what he's used to and accustomed to doing. Just go ahead and heal up. I'm pretty sure he's getting enough reps in practice. No point of risking it all for him getting injured in the preseason.
Caleb, what's your thoughts on that?
I get what you're saying, Stu. He's a vet, but I think he should take at least a few quarters, maybe just till half of the last game, week 3 of the preseason. I think it's definitely just good to have your starting quarterback, and I think it's good for the mental of the player to at least play a little bit of the game. So I think he should take some snaps, not too many, not a whole game or anything, very minimal. But I think he should get out there at least once during the preseason.
Yeah, we live in the age now where starting quarterbacks don't play at all. I mean, all of them sit just about for the entire preseason. It looks like that's the new trend. The Jets are pretty sure that they're going to win it all. There's a lot of drama coming out of New York. You get tired of hearing the New York soap opera stuff and what Aaron Rodgers is going to do. He went to Egypt instead of going to minicamp. I don't care if he went to Egypt. I don't really care. I don't care if he was in a teepee sweating, 15, whatever. He doesn't need to take a snap. I would agree with both of them. He doesn't need to take. He's 40 years old. He's been to a Super Bowl and won it. He's been to 5 NFC championships. He's got 4 MVPs. What does he need to play in a preseason game for? I would let all the backups start and when he's ready to go, he'll be. I got the Jets going a long way, as a matter of fact, to be totally honest with you. I got the Jets. If Aaron Rodgers is healthy and they got Garrett Wilson and they've already got probably a top 5 defense.
Yeah.
This is probably the best defense Aaron Rodgers has ever had. And, they got some nice pieces here and there on offense. I got the Jets going a long way. As a matter of fact, I think they are a legitimate Super Bowl contender. Now, when you look at quarterbacks, there's an interesting one going on over in Pittsburgh. And my question to you, Stu, would be, who should be the favorite as QB1 for the Steelers, Russell Wilson or Justin Fields?
I think Russell Wilson. I think that's pretty much the plan, unless something tragic happens or something crazy happens. Because I think he's like a 1-year deal, and then you got Justin Fields for the foreseeable future. Why not let Justin, get under Russ? Take what you can from him, as we say, as Christians say, chew out the meat, spit out the bones. Whatever you can gain from Russ, take it. Whatever you don't, trash it. And sit there and watch how he runs that offense. I believe that he's in a system that he should succeed in. He has a coach who believes in him. It won't be like him against the coach and all the other turmoil that he just came from in Denver. So I think Russ should go ahead. He's the vet. He's a Super Bowl winning quarterback. Go ahead and do your thing. And, if he stinks to join up, you got Justin Fields there, So I think the safe bet is to go ahead and play your veteran And then if he plays great, keep him. If not, put Justin in, and then Justin will be there for the foreseeable future.
Caleb, your thoughts?
Yeah, I'd have to say the same thing. Let Russ start beginning of the season. Let Justin sit there, watch a vet, watch a great quarterback play, and if something does happen, you have a above average quarterback and someone who can be great in Justin Fields. I really like his how he plays. He showed great flashes in while he was in Chicago. He never really had the pieces there. They never really supported him. But I feel like on the pit in Pittsburgh, he can definitely shine. But let him sit this year, and I think Rush should be starting.
I felt the same way earlier in the year, but I have to look at the eye test right now, and youth to me wins out with Justin Fields. I think he's primed to take the Steeler team that's already got a nice defense to take them to the level they need to get to. He's athletic. He can throw the ball. I don't think he got a fair shot in Chicago. And you know what? I think we're going to see that in Caleb Williams. And I hope I'm wrong because I don't want to see him fail. There's something wrong in Chicago. You cannot tell me that Justin Fields can't get it done. I just don't believe that at all. Not for a second. And the eye test tells me you got to go with the younger stud. He's on the come up. And Russell Wilson can back him up. He can give him advice. And he can come in and play if need be. But I would give the young buck the opportunity to take this team to the next level. It's just my personal opinion. I look at what happened in Denver and I go, albeit highly disrespectful, what Sean Payton did to Russell Wilson. Russell wasn't tracking over there, man. I mean, I don't know what it was, but Russell, we already know that at least through the grapevine, he's a very arrogant guy. He's not even in camp right now. I don't know where he is. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if he's going with his wife on whatever tour she may be. I don't know what he's doing, but he's not in camp. He has a special pass. And I'm like, hold on, wait a minute. Justin Fields is working hard and building a rapport with the receivers, and he's ready to go. I'm looking at Russell right now, and I'm going, I don't think you understand the gravity of what's going on right now. You need to be in camp, and you need to be getting to know everybody and get rid of this reputation of being a diva, because that's what he built over in Denver. Apparently, he had that in Seattle too down the end of his career. People kind of get tired of Russell and the diva stuff. So if I'm Mike Tomlin, I would give Justin Fields the start. I really would. I'd go with the young buck, but we'll see. I mean, I think that the Steelers are in position with the right quarterback. So let's watch out for that. I think they're going to be dangerous, no matter how you slice it. At the end of the day, the Steelers they're going to be renewed. They got rid of the Three Stooges. So let's go to the next one. I was talking about Sean Payton. He says he has a plan at quarterback. Last time I checked, I think General Custer had a plan too. That being said, if Zach Wilson does not beat out an unproven starter in Jared Stidham or rookie Bo Nix, Stu, will Zach Wilson be officially stamped as a bust?
I won't say officially, but he's definitely headed in that direction. You have a few people like a Geno Smith that was able to get with the right situation, and they were able to get the best out of him. Zach Wilson hasn't been in the league that long, and he hasn't played well either. So he is definitely headed in that trajectory. Especially because he being a first round pick. Being a first round pick, you have a higher expectation to succeed. But you also, would like to be in a good situation. I don't know quite what he's not figuring out and what he's not getting and what he's struggling with exactly. But he needs to be with someone who believes in him, for one, and two, who can get the best out of him. I mean, I've seen the talent that he has in him, but it's a whole nother thing on the next level. Everything's faster. He needs to, if he's not already, get with the right people in the off season, the right QB coaches, the right camps, everything. Whoever he needs to work with and fix whatever he needs to fix, he needs to do it. But he's definitely headed in that direction. I just think it's a little too early on to give him an official stamp of a bust.
Yeah, it's one thing when you're at BYU beating McNeese State and the Wyoming Buffaloes or whatever their name is. The NFL's a different deal, and he hasn't shown what he showed at BYU. It's just that simple. Mm-hmm. And I don't know how much more time we're going to give him. Caleb, your thoughts?
Honestly, I think he's already there. He is a bust, and if he wants to show us that he isn't, he has to come out this year, prove that he's a starter, and change everybody's mind, or else that's what he is. He's going to be stamped as a bust. I mean, there's no other way to put it. I think he had basically a whole year last year for the Jets, who aren't that bad of a team, and he stunk it up. He hasn't shown us any sign of, almost nothing, that he is a real NFL caliber quarterback. So I mean, it's going to be tough if he wants to get out the position he is right now. But to me, I think Zach Wilson, he's basically already a bust.
Well, there should be no question at this stage of his career whether or not he's the automatic starter over Stidham and Nix. And yet they're struggling, trying to figure out how they're going who they're going to start. And report is his rotation to run reps with the first team, Sean Payton skipped over him. And he said, I have a plan. Again, General Custer had one too. Anyway, let's go to the next one. And our next one on the NFL Trading Camp Show. I'm Maurice Brown. You guys are listening to bogradio.fm. The Commanders and Jaden Daniels, the rookie quarterback who seems to be the starter going into the year. If Jaden Daniels is the quarterback for the and there's no reason to believe that he won't be the starting quarterback as far as I'm concerned at this point. However, does he have a legitimate opportunity, if in fact he's their guy, to make the Commanders dangerous? Stu, your thoughts?
Absolutely. With the talent that he has, if he's able to really come on his rookie year, the Commanders already have the talent on the outside. They got the running game. The defense is pretty decent. It's not like he went to a horrible roster and it's a ground up rebuild. He's actually got some dogs on the outside. He got some veteran presence in that locker room, and they just need a guy that can get him the ball, make accurate throws down the field. And I think he's able to do that. And if they can get the momentum going and he can click and get accustomed to the NFL game speed, they definitely can sneak into the playoffs. The NFC East, how rough that division is. And every year it's almost a toss up. Definitely had Philly as the favorites, but I think with him and talent he has surrounding him, and like the new regime with the starting from the coach to the owners and everything, and they got that monkey off their back as far as with Snyder and the old ownership and stuff like that. I think the sky's the limit for the young guy.
So James Moore says the Commanders will be a player in the NFC East. I absolutely believe that. Caleb, your thoughts on Jaden Daniels and the Commanders?
I see this kind of like the situation that CJ Stroud was dropped into last year. He came in, balled out, and now the Texans are a real contender for the Super Bowl, really. And I think if Jaden Daniels can go in there, like you said, Stu, they have pieces, they have receivers, they have a decent roster. He can definitely make something out of the Commanders. I mean, they have everything that he needs really to be a above average quarterback, and all he has to do is get in and ball out. That's how I see it.
So you look at Chicago. I mentioned Justin Fields being a bust in Chicago, and Caleb Williams comes in now. Are the Bears making a mistake by letting Caleb Williams sit in his first preseason game opportunity versus the Texans in the Hall of Fame game? Stu.
Absolutely not. I think this is a testament to his character. They really, to be honest with you, from the top on down, needs to be some major firing going on in Chicago.
Yeah.
They have missed the mark numerous times.
Yeah.
They should have kept their quarterback and just surrounded him with the talent. He was ready to win.
Yeah.
Now you got a kid with a potential mindset problem. Don't know how mature he is. He seems like he's immature. He's around grown men. He's around some veterans who are not going to put up with it. And with this is telling me that he has not earned the respect of the locker room and his team. They invested a lot in him, and for him to sit the first preseason game, to me, is no reason why he should not be playing, even if it's just for a couple of drives. He should be out there getting his feet wet. And I think that there is going to be a rough season in Chicago.
Yeah, I would totally agree with that. Caleb, your thoughts?
Yeah, I didn't like Caleb Williams from the beginning. I've been saying he just doesn't look good to me. I like how you put it, Stu. He might have mindset issues. That's a big part of it. Yeah. And yeah, exactly. I think he definitely needs to take every rep he can get. And I mean, it's not a good idea as a rookie quarterback. You're supposed to be all that and a bag of chips, and you're not gonna play your first preseason game, get to show the people who you are. I mean, it's not a good look, and I feel like it's showing who he is.
I think the Bears organization, as you accurately stated, Stu, they need to look at their front office. They need to look at their coaching staff. They need to look at every aspect of their organization, and some heads need to roll. There's no way in the world you can tell me that rookie needs to be sitting like he's a 5-year veteran and not playing in a preseason game.
He thinks he's Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah,
he's already Aaron Rodgers. I don't understand this. So it's the Bears. Like I said before, there's nothing wrong with Justin Fields. I think we're all going to see that in Pittsburgh. And so, to your point, Stu, some heads need to roll over there in Chicago. I don't think it's going to be a very good year, but we'll see what happens. Next headline is, does the addition of Derrick Henry, the human battering ram, to the Ravens make Baltimore the most dangerous offense in the NFL? Stu.
Potentially. Definitely potentially. Definitely makes them one of the hardest offenses to stop from a schematic standpoint. When you got it's definitely if they put Henry back there. You got the other running back, and then you got Lamar. You got to account for him. It's almost like one-on-one. Everybody playing man. It's going to give defensive coordinators headaches and issues, as it should. I think the one thing that's missing that will put this offense over the top is Lamar Jackson stepping into that next level that we're all expecting him to see. All regular season, he usually balls out, and then usually somewhere along the line in the postseason, he gets exposed. We all see that he has that talent to make that next step into that next echelon of elite talent. And if he can do that, that would take them really to the most dangerous offense in the NFL.
Caleb, your thoughts?
I'd say definitely there's a chance, but the one guy that they don't have his name is Patrick Mahomes. I feel like as long as Mahomes is in the league, whatever offense he's on, it's gonna be the hardest to stop, most dangerous. The dude, I mean, we're supposed to be talking about the Ravens, but I'd say it's almost impossible to stop Patrick Mahomes. But it's Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson. That's definitely going to be a huge headache, a nightmare for defensive coordinators around the league. It's definitely going to be second best or around there. But it's definitely scary to see both of them in the backfield. That's all we're gonna say for all I'm gonna say for right now.
So James Moore says they'll be good, but the best, no. There are a couple of teams in the AFC that are more balanced. So look, I would agree with everything you guys have said, but I'm going to throw this out because they've added the best, arguably the best running back in the NFL, the most powerful running back in the NFL, to an already great offense. If the Baltimore Ravens don't win it all this year, this will be a huge failure in Baltimore to the extent there may be problems. Like if Baltimore doesn't beat the Chiefs this time with Derrick Henry, they're going to be problems. I'm just saying. And it's going to start with number 8, Lamar Jackson. Okay? And on paper, I'm just talking about on paper, because what you said about Patrick Mahomes, I've already put it out and said they're going to win the Super Bowl for the next 3 years. It's going to Kansas City. Just go ahead and write it down right now. But on paper, the Baltimore Ravens are built to win it all now. And if it doesn't happen now, I think I said this before, I'll say it one more time. They're going to be problems. Okay, there's going to be some problems in Baltimore, dude. That's all I got to say about that. We'll see. That's what makes the NFL so interesting and fun, because we really don't know what's going to happen. But at the end of the day, you got to beat Kansas City. We look at the quarterbacks, Tua Tagovailoa and Jordan Love getting their bag. How should Dak Prescott feel now that he hasn't gotten his bag yet, Stu? Should he feel some kind of way?
Nah, not at all. Dak's already got a bag. 2020, I think right now he's number 2 in the highest salary cap hit on any team in the NFL. 2020 he got with $160-something million for 4 years. He's coming up on the end of that his first big contract. Will he get another big one in Dallas? We'll see. In my opinion, absolutely not. But you never know what Jerry World is going to do. He goes with his emotions and his heart over logic many of the times. I don't think Dak deserves a huge contract. He may get a prove me year or 1 year or 2 year deal type of situation, but I don't think he should be mad because he's already gotten what a lot of these guys are looking to get their first go around. He's gotten it already.
So James Moore says he thinks this is his last year in Big D, and also the last year for Mike McCarthy. Which I can't argue with that in any way. If they don't get it done this year, they're both gone. Caleb, your thoughts?
Yeah, one thing what you just said, if they don't get it done, I feel like a lot of teams this year have something to prove. A whole lot of teams have something to prove. But about Dak Prescott, I mean, I think he should get paid. I think he's an above average quarterback. He's even a great quarterback. You look at his stats; they're always great. I mean, last season he cut down on the picks he threw. I mean, he's always going like 12, always a 12-win season for them. I mean, he's been a decent leader. I mean, he always chokes in the playoffs. I get that. But he gets it done in the regular season. He might not get it from Dallas, but I can guarantee you he's going to get it from another team. If I was Dallas, I think I would give him, like you said, Stu, like a 1 or 2 year contract. Prove me that you deserve $200 million for the rest of your career. And I think Dak Prescott shouldn't be worried about getting paid, because if Dallas doesn't pay him, someone else will.
I'm going to use a term we like to use in our society today to explain everything when you're talking about Dak Prescott. It's complicated. It's complicated. You see what I'm saying? Because he's won 12 games over the last 3 consecutive seasons. He's a great regular season quarterback, to your point, Caleb. But when he gets to playoffs, dude, you can't find him.
Tony Romo. Yes.
He's very. I like that. I didn't think about it, but he's very similar to Tony Romo. I mean, at the end of the day, man, you got to win the chip. And so when you think about him, I mentioned Tua and Jordan Love. I mean, would you take Dak or those two guys if you had to pick to win a playoff game?
I'm taking Love.
Yeah,
I'm taking Love.
yeah.
Okay, you might take Jordan Love because, I mean, I think Tua even struggles in the playoffs. He's one of those great regular season guys, and then when things get tough, he's kind of like that. Anyway, that being said, we will see. He's got a lot to prove this year, the Cowboys and Dak Prescott. Let's talk about the 49ers. Stu, how much pressure in your mind is there on the 49ers, talking about teams that need to win it all? How much pressure is there on Frisco to win it all?
Absolutely, it's a lot of pressure. Since 2019, we've felt that pressure. We've been to the bowl twice. We've been in the NFC championship games back to back. It's tremendous pressure. The only thing that gives us a little wiggle room is, our quarterback. This is going to be his third year, so he's coming into his own. We can't use that excuse anymore. But he's been right there, over exceeding expectations, playing in the Super Bowl, playing in NFC championship games and stuff like that. We got to get it done for John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan era to really cement in the 49er history, where there are some big names and some big accomplishments, to submit that accomplishment, their names into the history books. You got to win at least one together. If we don't win one together, it'll be an absolute fail, especially with the amount of talent and the job they've done putting these teams together. We've been right in the thick of things every year, and we have to find out a way to get at least one chip with that combo.
Well, James Moore says Brock Purdy is about to get that bag. This roster will be different going forward. I would say that Brock's about to get that bag, no question. It's a big year for the 49ers. Caleb, your thoughts? How much pressure is on the 49ers to win it all this year?
Yeah, it's another team that they need to win the Super Bowl. That's what I love. I think this season is going to be amazing. So many teams need to prove themselves, need to win it all, but only one team is going to be able to hoist the trophy at the end of the Super Bowl. It's just like, I feel like it's what the Bills were in. Their Super Bowl window closed, the Bills, and the 49ers Super Bowl window is closing. I think this year, and maybe if they get lucky next year, will be the only years they have left in a for a little bit for them to win. And I think they have to get it done this year. It's a whole lot of pressure on them. It's a whole lot of pressure on Kyle Shanahan, especially because we've been letting it slide on him for a good 2 to 3 years now. He's the greatest play caller in the league, blah blah blah, but he can never really get it done. He kind of what I've seen, he almost breaks down under pressure. But we're gonna see. We're gonna see this year. I definitely think they have a whole lot of pressure to win.
I think they have a ton of pressure in San Francisco to win it all. And then when you look at the sideline issues with the difficulty in signing Brandon Ayuk. You got a problem signing Brandon Ayuk? What in the heck are you talking about? Word is on the street that he offered Bill Belichick any position he wanted on his defensive staff. And of course, Bill turned it down because he didn't want to do that to anybody, take anybody's job, take food off someone's table because he's Bill Belichick. But Kyle Shanahan was willing to do that to him, any member of his staff. He said, pick one, Bill, anyone, pick. Tell you what, I'll put all the positions in my hand here and just pick a hand. Anyway, look, that's disrespectful stuff. And I'll tell you right now, James Moore said he would have cried if they got Bill Belichick. Well, I don't know. I think Bill Belichick might guarantee a ring with that defensive side of the football. But that being said, the 49ers, if they don't win it all this year, I mentioned this about the Ravens acquiring Derrick Henry. I'm going to say the same thing about the 49ers. If the San Francisco 49ers do not win it all this year, they're going to be problems. There's going to be problems in Frisco. Not going to be any more excuses. We'll be back next year. We're going to change a few things and move some pieces around. They're going to be problems, big problems in San Francisco.
I will say this. One thing that I think, as long as John Lynch and Shanahan are still on the same page and they have that thing going, the one thing that does separate them from these other teams that are in that must-win window is their ability to draft. Most of our top guys, with the exception of McCaffrey, were homegrown, were drafted. We built out of the draft, and we were one of those teams like the Rams did that year they won. When you just grab all the top free agents and you try to make a run, we've been in trouble. With Shanahan's ability to draft, especially his ability to draft running backs and different talent and know what he's looking for, that kind of gives us, okay, we can't keep everyone, but if you can replace a lot of these people with, some good young talent coming in, you might be able to keep this thing going and stay in this, playoff hunt and stuff like that, with the chance to win a bowl, because it's super hard to win a Super Bowl, especially in the era of Patrick Mahomes. So many teams that played with Brady and stuff like that. When you have those exceptional greats, the once in a lifetime type of guys, it is what it is. They're on the next tier for a reason. And just so happens that we're under the Patrick Mahomes tier right now. So it's going to be tough, but I think that even if we don't, the way that they draft, that we'll be in the thick of things. We may not, it's going to take some years to get back to where we need to, but I think with the drafting ability, it'll keep us, consistent, like how, the long run the Saints had and how Pittsburgh had, to where they didn't win, in a while, but they were always in the playoffs and they're always a tough team. And you only is one and you're done in the playoffs. So you only need that one time to have that magical year. So I think as long as we have that GM and head coach, we'll be in the playoffs for some time to come. But when that breaks up, then we're going to have some problems.
Well, we will see what happens. Let's take a look at the NFC, AFC division predictions, starting with the AFC North. And I've got the Ravens winning that one, followed by the Bengals, Cleveland, and Pittsburgh. Stu, your thoughts on that lineup in the AFC North?
Man, this is a tough division. Right now, I mean, I can keep it the way it is, but that can easily be the Bengals number one. Or it could be the Browns number one with that defense. Flip a coin right now on paper. Depends on how Joe Burrow, how he's healed up and everything. I would keep it like this. But that's one of the toughest divisions in football with the most competition. It could be either or, but I would keep it the way you have it as of right now.
Yeah, James Moore's going with Cincinnati to bounce back, which is not a bad pick. Caleb, your thoughts, AFC North?
Yeah, I'll keep it like that. But we actually definitely watch out for Joe Burrow. I mean, I think a lot of people forgot how great that dude was. How cold he really is. I mean, he was gone for a whole year, and he a lot of people just forgot. I mean, the Bengals they don't have all the pieces they had when they went on that Super Bowl run, and I mean they're still definitely going to be great. They have, I'd say, the second or third best quarterback in the league. So I'll keep them at 3 for right now, but we'll definitely watch out.
Yeah, I think when you look at it right now, at the end of the day, not only do I think the Baltimore Ravens are going to win that division, I think they are going to end up being the best team in the AFC when it's all said and done. Going into postseason, Like they're going to win 12, 13 games this year, maybe 14. But the proof in the pudding will be whether or not they can stand up in postseason. But Cincinnati with Joe Burrow, they could.
And ladies and gentlemen, you're on the Maurice Brown Sports Edition. Having some technical difficulties right now, but one thing I can guarantee you is that the 49ers will win the division. It's definitely going down. Brock Purdy, we will be back in the postseason. You know, as long as we don't have to beat the rest this year, we should be handling business again. Hopefully they'll be back soon. Let's see what happens. See if I can reach them real quick. You said 49ers win 13, 14 games. Yeah, most definitely. I could definitely see that, James, bro. As long as everybody stays healthy for the most part, we'll be okay. We'll go ahead and get them dubs. I think we are the best team in the NFC. I don't see anybody really messing with us like that. I know you got a couple teams out there like Philly. They feeling good with Saquon and everything, and they're hoping to get that same burst that we got with McCaffrey and stuff like that. But the one thing that I need to see is our defense. On paper, we have the talent on defense, but those two defensive coaches that we lost, head coaches, coordinators that we lost, Salah to the Jets and my boy to the Texans. It's tough, and those are two hard guys to replace. So hopefully, are you back, Mo? Yeah, we need a new scheme, James. It's not that we need a new scheme. Our scheme works. We just need someone who can execute that scheme.
Okay, we are back. Thanks for holding it down, Stu.
Yeah, me and James Moore been talking.
Yeah, man, we're having some internet again. Oh my gosh.
You're back. You're back. I see you.
Okay. So we were trying to chop up the AFC North, and we had it could have been the Bengals, it could have been the Ravens. You could pick Cleveland. You might even be able to throw Pittsburgh as a legitimate, team to win that division. That might be the most competitive division in football this year.
Tough.
And it's going to be fun.
I think it's the best division. Any team, could rise to the top of that pile. Like the Steelers can go on a run,
Any one of those teams.
Yeah.
Let's look at the AFC South. I've got the Texans, followed by the Colts, the Jags, and the Titans. What are your thoughts on that, Stu?
Yeah, I agree. That's pretty accurate. With the Colts and the Jags and the Titans, that can go either way, but I think Texans have shown that they are the team to beat in that division, and I don't see anything different going into this season.
Caleb, your thoughts?
Yeah, I got the Texans winning that division by a long shot. But one thing I do want to say, the Colts with Anthony Richardson, I do like them. I feel like Anthony Richardson could blossom into something great. It's it's definitely something we're gonna have to watch out for. But I got the Texans winning that division by quite a little bit.
Yeah, I think the Texans definitely are the best team. I like Anthony Richardson. I mean, heck, they did a great job with the mustache last year. What's the mustache's name? I forget the mustache.
Minshew.
That's it, Gardner Minshew, the mustache. And so they did okay with them. And you got to figure they can go to the next level with Anthony Richardson, but he's got to stop running so much.
Yeah.
This is not Florida.
No.
He's going to have to chill out on that. But I do agree with you, Caleb, that Anthony Richardson makes you kind of pause and go, whoa, wait a minute, the Colts might be a problem. Let's look at the AFC East. I got Buffalo, the Jets, followed by the Dolphins and Patriots. Stu, your thoughts?
Yeah, that's pretty accurate. I'm curious to see what Aaron Rodgers does with that top defense. You know, he's always one of the top dominant, top 5 defense. He has that. It's a shame what happened last year, but that's water under the bridge now moving forward. I believe that the Jets can shake things up. The Jets have the defense to give the Bills a hard time. So if you add Aaron Rodgers to the mix, the Jets may easily not easily, but they'll give the Bills a run for their money and can easily, take the top of that division by storm. So I'm going to switch it up and I'm going to go Jets, just because with a healthy Aaron Rodgers, hopefully, and that defense, if it wasn't that they had such a dominant defense, I would say Bills all day. But that defense, and with a talent like Aaron Rodgers, even at his age, he doesn't have to do that much to carry the team to the next level.
I totally agree. I mean, you could easily go with the Jets. James Moore would go with the Jets. Caleb, your thoughts?
I'm gonna keep it how it is. The Bills, they lost a lot of pieces this offseason. They lost Stephon.
Yeah.
They lost a few pieces on that on their defense. Their Poyer, I think it was. They lost Trayvon Digg. Tre'Varius White. Yeah, but lost a few pieces on their defense, and yeah, I mean it's just they lost a few pieces. I think Josh Allen could be able to hold it down, win that division for the Bills, but it's definitely going to be a tight race. And if they slip up once or twice, lose a few games, the Jets will be in there. they'll swoop in and they'll take the number 1 spot for sure. But just off of like recency bias, because the Bills have won the past few years, I'll put them at 1 and I'll leave the Jets at 2 for right now.
And I'll go as far as to say this: on paper, the team that should be the favorite to win that division is Miami. But they are so soft, they don't stand up in tough games. They get bullied by teams that play rough like the Jets, that play rougher like Buffalo. And you look at Tua, he just got his bag. He's got Tyreek Hill. They've got weapons on offense, but their defense isn't there. And he's not going to score 35 points a game because of stiffer competition. But and again, he just got his bag. But Miami, I don't think they have a shot to win that division. Let's go to the AFC West. I've got the Chiefs, the Chargers, the Raiders, and Denver. Stu, your thoughts?
Yeah, that's pretty accurate. I'm really excited to see the Chargers this year. They got one of my favorite coaches over there, Harbaugh. He had a great thing going with the 49ers. Almost 3 NFC championship in a Super Bowl that we lost to the Ravens on. He did his thing in college, got them a championship in Michigan, and he's back. He has a quarterback. He has talent. He's going to install his mentality, the Harbaugh tough grit nose way, install some heart to that defense, install some toughness that they were missing. That I don't think they will be as much as of a finesse team that we're accustomed to seeing. We're going to see a little bit tougher Chargers team. And I'm curious to see what he does. Of course, Patrick Mahomes is that guy. And he's the champ until you beat him. Like Ric Flair said, to be the man, you've got to beat the man. And until he's beaten, he's that guy. And he'll still be that guy even if he is beaten. because you have another year to go at it. So I like where you have it. I don't think anyone has dethroned him just yet. It's too early to tell this year. We'll see what the Chargers do, but I have it the same way.
Yeah.
And James Moore's got the Chargers. He thinks that Jim Harbaugh can turn that team around, and I think he can too. My only problem is Kansas City. They always figure out how to get it done. But I do believe the Chargers will be a factor. Caleb, your thoughts?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna keep it like this. Like you said, Stu, you gotta to be the man, you gotta beat the man. And the Chiefs, even on an off year last year, they still managed to win it all. And we were picking against them. We were hating on them all through the season, all through the playoffs, and they still managed to get it done. And I'll definitely learn my lesson. I'm not gonna bet against Patrick Mahomes no more. So I'm gonna put the Chiefs at 1, Chargers at 2. We'll see once the season starts. I definitely like Jim Harbaugh, Coach Harbaugh, with what's his name, the quarterback for the Chargers.
Justin
And
Herbert.
yeah,
Herbert.
Justin Herbert. But
Dan Marino.
huh?
I'm joking.
Yeah, but I think they could definitely put something together.
I tell you what, if you want to go and get a good quote, go to Ric Flair, the Nature Boy. Woo! Anyway, let's go to the NFC. Let's look at the NFC North. I got the Lions, the Packers, the Bears at 3, and the Vikings. Stu, your thoughts?
I think that's accurate, except for the Bears. Go ahead, put them at the end. I think they're trash. They're done. The Pack. I like the Pack and the Lions. The Packs can easily be number one. I think your team surprised a lot of people, making a run in the playoffs in the postseason when no one expected them to be there, and they'll only get better from there. They'll build off of that and have those experiences in those situations. So it'll definitely come down to the Lions and the Packers on who's going to be the dominant force in that division. You can give the edge to the Lions right now, but I think the Packers are right on their heels. So I'm going to go with the Packers. Me personally,
Oh, wow.
I think that they have the better quarterback with the most potential, and I'm going to go with the Packers to go ahead and do what they need to do over that Detroit Lions.
Wow, impressive pick. James Moore also has the Packers. Caleb, your thoughts?
I'm loving the Packers too. I got them honestly as one of my Super Bowl picks, but I'm gonna leave the Lions at 1 for now. They have, I feel like they have it on paper, and they're a little bit better than the Packers. I feel it's definitely gonna be a battle. It's gonna be really fun to watch the NFC North, the Packers versus the Lions. I mean, it could go both ways, honestly. I don't want to underestimate the Packers, but I'm gonna keep the Lions at 1 for now. But very close second, the Packers.
So we look at the NFC East, and I've got the Eagles, Cowboys, Commanders, and Giants. Stu.
I have Eagles at 1. I'm gonna switch it up. I got the Commanders at 2. Some problem in Texas with the Cowboys.
Okay.
And then the Giants. I got them staying at last. I like what the Commanders are doing, and it's something about having that, that fresh facelift from the top to the bottom with, from the ownership to now you got this quarterback with this talent. Dallas is kind of like you got McCarthy and you got Dak. Dak, like you guys mentioned, he can do his thing in the regular season, but it's going to be tougher this year. Philly, they got Saquon. They say he's healthy. They're hoping to get that same thing as like the 49ers got when we got McCaffrey. They're hoping to get that burst. And if Saquon can stay healthy, the Philly is definitely going to be a problem. And Washington's going to give Dallas a run for their money. So it's going to be interesting to watch. But I like Philly at number 1 though, and I'm going to take Washington over the Cowboys.
And James Moore's got the Commanders actually winning the division. Interesting commentary.
Woo!
That's
Um,
wow.
Caleb, your thoughts on
Hey.
the NFC East?
I'm gonna keep the Eagles at 1. I'm gonna keep the Cowboys at 2. I can't see the Commanders. I can't see them winning more than 11 games, and I'm gonna go with the Cowboys because it's just they're definitely gonna win more than 10 games. They're gonna struggle against the Eagles. They have to play them twice. I'm gonna say that's 2 losses already,
Yeah.
but I don't think they're gonna. I believe that they're gonna get over 10 wins, maybe even 12, and I don't think the Commanders are there yet. I love uh, Jaden Daniels. I
Uh-huh.
love what they have going on. They're on the come up, but they're not there yet. They're not gonna. I don't think they're gonna dethrone the Cowboys from that 2 spot yet. But they definitely have to. They definitely have to watch out.
Well, I'll say this. I think on paper it should be Philadelphia. What scares me, what gives me pause about Philadelphia
Hmm.
is the way they ended last year. Like,
Yeah.
yo, these
James.
guys just went somewhere and hit. I don't know what happened to them. I don't know if they're having locker room issues. I don't know if Jalen is having an issue with his offense. I don't know what's going on that locker room over there in Philadelphia. But that was not the Eagles that we saw the last 4 weeks of that season. And if they don't have that repaired, then you start to look at the Commander pick maybe being realistic. Because I don't trust Dallas on any level. On paper, they should win that division if the Eagles can't do it. But Dallas is Dallas. You saw what happened. Anyway, so I don't know
Great
that
point.
well, I don't know that the Commander pick is that crazy because I like Jaden Daniels, and I actually think he's primed to make the Commanders dangerous. And so if the Eagles are not who we believe they are anymore, that might not be a crazy pick to take the Commanders to win it. It is going to be interesting to see what happens. Look at the NFC West. I got the 49ers, the Rams, Seahawks, and Cardinals. Stu, your thoughts on that one? I'm sure you agree with that, Liz.
Yeah. It should be pretty easy for everyone to pick after the first pick, and then it's a toss up after that. The Rams have on paper the better team, and can the Seahawks can Pete Carroll charge up that team and they can jump the Rams? It's possible, but I think the safe pick is pretty much the way you have it.
Yeah, Caleb, your thoughts?
I just want to say, I like the list. Watch out for the Rams. That offense is coming. I mean, they got Kyron Williams, they have Puka, they have their veteran star, what's his name, Cooper Cup, and Matt Stafford. You can, the dude's a dog. I think, yeah, I do believe in the Cardinals a little bit too. I think they will jump over the Seahawks, but the Rams, if the 49ers slip up, they have a 2-3 week slide. I think the Rams could come in and take that one spot. But for now, I'm gonna keep the 49ers at 1, Rams at 2, Cardinals at 3, Seahawks at 4.
I think it's going to be a battle between the 49ers and the Rams, but I'm going to go with the 49ers. I don't think that the Rams are going to be able to overtake them. And oh, by the way, they got robbed with a non-PI call against the Lions last year, but I digress. I'm going to leave it alone. The Rams are going to be in the hunt, no doubt. Let's go to the NFC South. And the Falcons, Buccaneers, Saints, and the Panthers bringing up the rear. Stu, your thoughts?
Man, that whole division can just go on timeout. I mean, whatever you want to say is the right answer.
Yeah.
I don't see anything promising coming out of the NFC South right now. All of those teams are kind of trying to figure it out, get their foot in, and so you can keep it like that. But I don't see that one team that I could place over the others. As far as they're coming into their own. So I'm gonna keep it the way you have it.
Okay, Caleb.
I think the only half decent team, I say half decent, is the Falcons. They got Kirk Cousins. They have young running back Bijan Robinson. I mean, they could get something going, but I don't really trust it too much. I'm gonna put them at 1, but yeah, it's a toss up. The worst division in the league. No one's really watching it.
I don't think there's any doubt about that. I would go with Atlanta, though. I think Kirk Cousins makes it a little bit interesting. Let's end the night with the trivia question of the night, which is, who is the youngest quarterback to ever win a Super Bowl?
Is it Big Ben?
Caleb, what do you think?
I'm gonna go to go-to answer, Tom Brady.
So you disagree with Stu?
Yeah.
Well, it looks like Stu and James Moore both have the correct answer. It is Big Ben. He won it over I think it was the Seahawks in 2006 when they had Jerome Bettis.
Yeah.
And that was a controversial game. It was a very controversial game. But anyway, it was Big Ben. He was 23 years old when he won it and went on to have a Hall of Fame career. I think that he's definitely one day going to be in Canton. No question about that. Big Ben was the youngest quarterback to ever win the big game. Guys, it's been a great show. Great to start out the year with the training camp show. And our first game of the year, I want to say, well, my boys are going to be in Brazil at playing the Eagles. I think that's going to be September 6th.
You may have to go to that game, Mo.
Well, I just got to talk to my wife. We got to get the tickets and get on over there. You know what I'm saying? You got to see my boys. But that being said, I think the Chiefs actually play the night before. Who do you guys know who the Chiefs are playing?
Ravens. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure it's the Ravens.
Yeah, I think the Ravens and Chiefs play the night before, and then the next night is going to be the Packers and Eagles over in Brazil to kick the year off. So anyway, that being said, we won't be back until week 1, folks. We just wanted to do a training camp show. Lots to talk about. There's always something to talk about in the NFL. One story. That's why it's the greatest sport in the world. The only problem is most of the world doesn't know that. But it's all good because we know that's the deal. So until we meet the next time, Stu and Caleb, you guys be good. Thank you, folks out there, for listening to bogradio.fm. Have a great day, and may the peace of Christ be with you and your families. God bless.